Hey, so in this lecture I want to discuss live coding in the Unreal Engine. At this point you are familiar with C++, right? We have really performant and efficient programs. That is because C++ is a compiled language. But there are some issues with that. Because it is a compiled language, iteration takes longer. You don't have that rapid iteration that you get with a language such as Python or one of those languages. Of course, in the Unreal Engine we have the Blueprint visual scripting system, and that is really handy for rapid iteration. But you may want to write your code in C++, right? But it's actually best to use a combination of both C++ and blueprints in Unreal Engine, and I'll talk more about that as we go along. Now, to solve some of these issues, in the Unreal Engine 4 we had a hot reload system, which is a feature that allows the Unreal editor to detect newly compiled DLLs automatically. It will then reload the DLL as soon as the project is compiled. Now with Unreal Engine 5 we have a live coding, which is kind of similar, but this live coding feature allows for the rebuilding and patching of an application's binaries at runtime. So while working in the editor or playtesting, changes to C++ code is going to reflect immediately following a successful compilation step. So basically your changes are compiled in the background, and then the machine code or binaries of the running executable is patched. That is following a successful compilation step, of course. So what does this allow? Well, it allows for rapid iteration with that speed and efficiency that you have with a compiled language such as C++. Live coding is available while the Unreal editor is open, while running in plain editor, and while running a package desktop build that is attached to the editor for debugging. Now we are really concerned with this live coding feature as it relates to working in the editor and also when playing in the editor. So that is what we will focus on. We can press Ctrl Alt and F11 to start a build. Then we can check the live coding console for build information, not the output log, which will typically log do things such as a log temp and so forth. We want to check the live coding console for that, and I'll show you that here in this lecture. I will begin this demonstration by having the editor open and also having Visual Studio open. I will minimize the editor, I still have it open, and I will navigate to the dummy actor header file, so dummyactor.h, and I will copy that variable here, this float, and I will create another variable, z. So we have three floats now, x, y, and z. I will not build and run this, I already have the editor open, so I will go back and open up the editor. You will notice that when I open up the editor, the live coding console will also pop up and will also open. That might not be the case for you, that depends on your settings. I will talk about the settings later on here. I just want to demonstrate that the shortcut for building with your live coding is Ctrl Alt F11. I will show you how to bring up this console here in a second. That is, if it is not open for you. But of course, when we click the compile button, then the live coding console should open up. Now remember, we have not compiled yet, so that variable z will not reflect yet. We have to recompile, and we can do that by pressing Ctrl Alt F11 as I mentioned. We can press this button here to recompile and reload our code. We have more options in the vertical ellipse here, so we can click that. We can enable live coding, we can click to show the console, and we can open the live coding settings. I will click the recompile button. It's like a cube that is in the process of being built by smaller cubes. I will click that button. Now we get a strange message, live coding succeeded. That's great, at least we don't get an error. But notice that we also get no code changes were detected. That's no good. We can inspect one of our dummy actor instances, such as the C++ or the Blueprint instance, and sure enough the z variable does not reflect. That is, it does not show up in the details tab. So how do we fix this issue? Maybe take a second to think about how we can fix this. Alright, I will minimize the editor. We should always remember to save our work. In the tab for that file, an asterisk will typically show up right next to the name of that file. That is if your changes has not been saved yet. So I will click Save All, and let's try again. Go back to the editor and recompile. In the lower right corner of the screen, a notification pop-up will show the build status. This is handy since we can actually continue working in the editor or playtesting while the build runs. Now that we've saved those changes, the live coding will detect the changes made in our file. Some of this will show up in the live coding console window. Following the recompilation, it will recognize that some .obj files were modified or is new. It will then link a patch, and if successful, you will get a live coding succeeded pop-up in the lower right corner of the screen. Now with an instance of the dummy actor selected, the z variable shows up in the details tab. Next, I will navigate to that z variable declaration in the dummy actor header file, and I will modify the initialization to 55. I will make sure to save that. And then back in the editor, before I recompile, I will click Simulate. I still have that instance of the dummy actor selected, and we want to note the value of the Z variable. Next, I will click that recompile button, that is while we are simulating the game. Alright, the build is done, but I will have to click the revert button to set the Z variable back to its default. Note that it reverts to 55, which is the default as we had set that in the C++ header file. I will stop simulating and I will have to revert Z again if I want to get back to that 55 value. But as I've demonstrated, we can even playtest or simulate while compiling, and the changes will reflect as soon as the compilation is complete. This is very useful for rapid iteration. It does have some issues and limitations though. To demonstrate some of the issues that we may have, I will close the editor, save those changes, and I will minimize Visual Studio. Now I will open up the project again. You may have a shortcut on the desktop as I have here, or just launch the project from the Epic Launcher. Now if we inspect the dummy actor instances again, the Z variable does not show up. So live coding changes seems to reflect in the editor but not on disk. I will close the editor once more. This time I will build from the editor as we have done up until this point in the course. Ctrl E5. Doing it in this way means that you build outside of the editor. Once the build is complete, it should launch the editor. If I inspect those dummy actors that we have in the level, the Z variable and its default value of 55 reflects in the Details tab. We may also encounter certain situations where the values that we set for our variables in the CPP file, so in the source files, do not reflect properly. But if you change them in the header file, for example, so in the .h file, then you will see those changes take effect. Finally, I'd like to discuss some of the settings that we have for live coding, and we can find those under Edit and the Editor Preferences. Then under General, Live Coding, we have those options. We can enable and disable live coding right here. If it is disabled, the Unreal Editor will basically revert back to the older hot reload system. Next we have the Startup options. This is the setting that I mentioned previously. I believe by default it is Start Automatically but hide the console until summoned. I have it set to Start Automatically and Show Console. Okay, so these settings relate to live coding and how that behaves when you start the editor, and then also whether the console should show up immediately when the editor opens. Or maybe you don't want to see that console immediately, maybe you want to hide that until you recompile, for example. We can also automatically compile newly added C++ classes. And then this Enable Reinstancing option. Basically with this enabled, instances of your objects are replaced, or in other words they will be reinstanced so that larger code changes can take effect. Now that being said, with large-scale changes, I would recommend that you actually close the editor down and then build from Visual Studio to build your project outside of the editor. Just avoid some of those issues that can pop up. Sometimes your scenes can take quite some time to load. For example, if you have a lot of actors, a lot of static meshes and particles and stuff in your level, then that may take some time to load your level up again, which of course is one of the reasons why we use live coding to begin with, is to save some time on that iteration. So that we don't have to close the editor down and open it back up again, we can just recompile on the fly. Finally, I would like to note that we can get to these settings by going down here to that vertical ellipse that I mentioned previously, and we can click on Settings. So I'll just close off the editor preferences here. Click on that vertical ellipse and click on Open the live coding settings. And that will navigate directly to those settings. Alright, that is going to wrap up this lecture on the live coding feature.